The gap semester program is for incoming first semester, first year students to have an experiential beginning to their time at Elon. The program consists of a 3-week wilderness expedition with the National Outdoor Leadership School in the wilderness, carrying all of the food and clothes and other things that they would need on their back for the entirety of the 3-week experience.
Wyoming was an extremely unique component of the program. We would have anywhere between 3 to up to about 10-mile hikes during the day, and we'd camp and we would all cook for ourselves, and it was an extreme part of the experiential learning component of the program, because if you didn't learn as we went, we would suffer or benefit if you would learn.
After Knowles, the students participate in 4 weeks of service learning projects, driving cross-country from Wyoming back towards North Carolina, and a study abroad experience with the Elon Center in Costa Rica.
Costa Rica was phenomenal. We stayed in Costa Rica for 6 weeks. Each individual student stayed with a host family, and we also took classes at Elon's center called Mesoamerica. We were split up based on our ability into different Spanish classes, so we were improving our language skills, which we would apply 24 hours a day at home with our host families and out in the town when we would go on different excursions on the weekends or during the day. We did so much and so intensely that there was no way that we couldn't grow from it.
I think the gap semester takes a lot of what Elon already does very well with leadership, service learning, and study abroad into one experience for students at the beginning of their Elon experience, so that they can take it, bring it back to campus, improve not only themselves and their education, but also all the student groups and classes that they'll take and interact with while they're on campus.
The Residential Campus Initiative integrates both the academic side with the residential side so that there's a more seamless connection between the two. And I think a big part of that is just having the students recognize that learning happens everywhere, it happens all the time, and it'll continue after they graduate from Elon. And I think the purpose of the Residential Campus Initiative really is to help to facilitate and strengthen that idea that Elon has, is that we create lifelong learners. Learning communities are living arrangements that students select to be in that are based academically, math, science, and engineering, for example. We also have learning communities, though, that might be linked simply because the students share an interest. One of the reasons that they work so well is that the students that live together take those classes together.
The entrepreneurship learning community is really building on what the fine work that Elon has done in Engaged Learning. The whole idea is to bring students from the whole university together, and in order to succeed as entrepreneurs and entrepreneurial leaders, there are a couple things that are important. First is the ability to work in groups, the ability to understand about themselves, what they're good at, what they're not good at, the ability to convince each other about the worth of their ideas. The faculty are going to be intimately involved with the students in the entrepreneurship learning community. But equally importantly, and probably even more importantly, the business community is going to be involved. So we have people from Raleigh, we have people from Greensboro, entrepreneurs who are going to be coming in to mentor students and actually help them develop their ideas. Our students, no matter what their major is or minor is, they have to learn to think like entrepreneurial leaders, and they have to learn to engage with the community and the business community, and so we are giving them an opportunity to do so.
When I think of Elon's online future, I think it's very exciting that faculty may have those opportunities to be more innovative. There's lots of ways in which I think we could expand online. I don't see it as something that would be competing with our mission as a residential university. I see it as something that would support our goals and initiatives. There's 50-something classes typically taught a year in online education, and students are very interested in the classes. We have a strong enrollment in that program. And we looked at discussed ways in which we might want to expand that program. Is it appropriate to expand that program, and if so, when? We talked a little bit about developing more hybrid courses being offered online that might not be just in summer but in other terms, courses to support maybe study away programs. So there's a number of different options in expanding online education without challenging the mission of our university to be a residential campus.
The notion is, it's really hard stuff we're teaching. We're dealing with things that are quite technical, things that students often find deadly dull. We're trying to find a way to make it engaged learning and learning that students get real skills from that are sustainable skills, not things that they get at that moment but then have lost 2 days after they've stepped out of the classroom.
We teach the research methods course in a multidisciplinary approach where we might assign a social psychologist textbook, a criminologist textbook, a sociologist. It would be interesting to be able to get multiple people to participate and provide content for the online resources. And that way they have multiple resources at their hands and they can listen to it over and over again, access it when it's most convenient for them. So I think there's a lot of opportunity for these flipped courses and online course material for students.
By having some sort of flipped environment or enough online resources, students will be able to see the research process not just within a myopic view of one discipline, but a broader view of the broader intellectual community here at Elon.
We really couldn't do this 5 years ago, and imagine 5 years from now, the ability to sort of access this material will be great. I think not only will students benefit it, I think my colleagues and myself will benefit from this technology.
The Elon Commitment speaks to an unprecedented commitment to global engagement. We have a new initiative, Study USA, which expands on the opportunities we afford our students so that in addition to the programs that we offer outside of the country, we now have a menu of opportunities inside the country. We've had programs, Elon in LA and Elon in New York City, which have been in operation now for about 5 years. In addition to these pre-existing summer programs, we're now adding faculty-led programs during the winter term.
The winter term class that I taught was Wealth and Poverty, and one of the exciting things about it was that we were able to start with a week on campus where we focused on readings and background information, and then we took the train up to New York, and we spent 2 days working with a group called the Poverty Initiative at Union Theological Seminary, and then 3 days working with UN agencies set up through the Presbyterian UN office. And then we were able to come back, and we had another week to process and to think about, and it was a wonderful way of helping the students not only to have that experience, but then to think about and process and figure out what to do with it.
After being at Elon for 4 years, I really have been able to learn all that I can from textbooks and from lectures and from professors, but to actually be able to go to the site of where some of these problems actually exist and ask questions and receive information from people who actually experience poverty or experience wealth was just life-changing, and it really was an opportunity for me to put myself in someone else's shoes. So it took my learning experience to the next level and made it more engaging.
Instead of just being in the classroom, we talked about how nice it was to be able to take that a step further and constantly be thinking about it. And I mean, you're laying down at night thinking about all this overwhelming information that you've heard that you maybe have thought about or haven't thought about. And you can like yell down to someone in the bottom bunk and be like, wait, think about this, you know? I mean, I really felt like my brain did not stop working and thinking. That was great for me.